Hello, welcome here. I wanted to invite you guys into my kitchen closing routine. There's many reasons why I have a kitchen closing routine, and I will share those with you guys in a little bit. But dare I say, this routine is vital for so many things to go right. And for that reason, I want to share this with you guys and maybe encourage you to formulate for yourself a kitchen closing routine, or maybe you already have one. And if you do, let me know in the comments down below, because it is something that is life-changing and it keeps my days, the day of and the days to come, beautiful, structured, and I feel well prepared for what is to come. That is a big statement for something as simple as a kitchen closing routine, but I've done this since maybe I was a child. My parents were huge in a proper kitchen closing routine, and I've adopted that now as a mama of 5 kids. So the first thing is to put items away and put them away where they actually belong. So in this instance, it's taking everything off of the table. We had delicious homemade hot dogs, we had sourdough buns, we had pickled hot peppers. It was so good. So what we're doing is putting all of these things away in good containers, putting the dishes into the sink, putting everything into the fridge. I like to take this time to organize the fridge. Yes, I do this every single day. I like having areas of the fridge that just make sense, as well as wipe areas down that need it. Our milk was leaking a little bit, so I want to wipe this down. But I like having leftovers in an area, condiments in an area, drinks in an area. This is so we don't lose anything, nothing gets pushed aside, and everything gets seen and eaten. Also, if you're curious, I'm not the only one who does my kitchen closing routine ever. It's definitely a family affair. Depending on what the kids are doing, they will also be involved. But during this time, they're doing their evening stuff, such as putting their laundry away, doing cleanup, getting their jammies on. So usually this is something me and Kieran really head up, but we do like having the kids involved if they are not busy. I am also grabbing a ton of items. You can see I have a baby carrier, a book, a passport, and I'm scanning the kitchen. I want to take everything out of the kitchen that doesn't belong, put those items where they do belong, not just somewhere that I'll have to clean up later. Put them away where they actually belong, and then I can properly continue to clean my kitchen. I am picking up items off of the floor that are just too mushy for the vacuum to suck up, and then I'm going to properly vacuum the floor, the bench as well, and then I can move on to mopping the floor. This is not something I do through the whole home every single day. I'm just really intense about vacuuming the kitchen and dining room area because girl does not like stepping on crumbs when she wakes up in the morning. I like this to be very clean and tidy. My vacuum is the Dyson V10, and this mop is awesome. It's like 2 plates that go back and forth really quick. It's by Nellie's. I believe both of these items are linked in my Amazon storefront, which is linked down below under the Shop My Kitchen tab. I don't know if they're both still available, but again, it's the Dyson V10 and the Nellie's mop. Let me tell you a few reasons why my kitchen closing routine is amazing. The first reason why is that I sleep better, and that's not a joke, that is for real. I sleep better in the knowledge that everything in the main area of my home is clean, tidy, put together, and ready to greet me in the morning. This is simple and it may not make sense for a lot of people, but for my mind, I rest easy knowing what has been done. I can rest without things being done, but it can be really difficult. And something as simple as closing my kitchen can help me actually sleep better. The second thing is that when I get up in the morning, things are ready for me. There's no dishes to be done. There's no floors to be done. Everything is prepped, ready to go, and it is welcoming in the morning. Oh, we forgot our sauerkraut. No. Oh, funny. How did we forget that? We were so excited.
Still excited about it.
I can't believe that we forgot to make sauerkraut. And I'm not excited.
In my previous quick canning video, I showed you guys how I did sauerkraut, and we were so close to it being ready. It's still fermenting a little bit until we put it in the fridge, but we were so excited to have a taste test of it on our hot dogs, and we forgot. And we miss it. Even now, we missed having it on our hot dogs. Anyway, what I'm doing here is my sweet sourdough bread loaf. I've shared this in a previous video. My favorite sourdough recipes, I can link it below. My favorite way to have this is actually as a cinnamon raisin loaf. So I'm adding in raisins, coconut palm sugar, which is very much like a brown sugar in flavor. It's very caramelly. And then I am putting it into my bread and kind of folding my bread over almost in like a tucking braid. This just makes sure that the raisins aren't in a swirl, but they're kind of randomly distributed in the loaf. This is something that I have been stretching and folding and fermenting all day, and now I am just prepping it to stay in the fridge overnight. I put it in parchment into a loaf pan. This is also linked in my Amazon storefront. I've been getting questions about these loaf pans. I put a wet towel on top. I'm gonna tuck it into the fridge and a little bit here, but I'm first going to tidy up this station. And while we're here, let me quickly tell you a third reason why our kitchen closing routine is important. Our kids will naturally start to unwind when they see us go through this routine or when they join us in this routine. It is a huge marker to relax, to wind down, to get ready for bed. For some people, this can look like an evening walk. For some people, it can look like a specific book reading. For us, it is a kitchen closing routine. I am leaving the kitchen for a little bit there. We decided to put the kids down early. It's 6:55 if you can see on the clock. So I left for a bit. I have now come back. Kids are in bed. Kieran, I believe, is heading to the driving range soon at this time, but I am getting myself a drink. This is the Organica Electrolyte Collagen drink. I also think this is in my storefront. You can check it out, or maybe I'll link it down below. But this is electrolytes and collagen. It's delicious. It helps me with my crazy thirst that I have at this time. And it gives me a little bit of energy for the rest of the day. And it has collagen in it. So it's great for my skin and me as a lady postpartum. I'm going to get started on some sourdough discard cookies. I have a recipe for this and I can link it down below. I actually think it's in my sourdough video. And I decided to omit the oats because my son asked for it. And I also decided to see what would happen if I left this on the counter to sit overnight versus in the fridge. I will put it in the fridge next time. I just wanted to see what would happen. And you know what? Chilled cookie dough is always better than room temperature cookie dough before baking. I am also just putting some coconut oil into a smaller jar to work with easier. Kieran is taking me for a dance before he goes to the driving range. We're gonna hug it out and then he's gonna go and I'm going to continue with the things that I have to do, which is making these cookies. So I like having usually some sort of a recipe ready for me to do the next day that was prepped the previous night. And of course, As someone that makes all her own bread at home, I have to feed my sourdough starter. This is something that is not sometimes I do it. I do it every single evening. I do it in the same jar. I wash my jar every week or two, but I have to feed it because in the morning I will usually start a loaf of bread. I will start some sort of a muffin or even a biscuit that I can freeze later and enjoy the next day. Just throw it on a pan. I like having bubbly sourdough starter every single day. Feeding all 7 of us can take a lot of time and energy and bread and and ingredients, but if I have my starter just ready to go, it is simplified. You can tell at this point I'm getting tired and it's 7:30. If you are going all day every day, you get tired by 7:30. Y'all, you get tired by 3 p.m. But I'm gonna keep going because I'm actually almost done. I'm gonna finish up these dishes here and also clean out the sink. I find especially when I'm working with dough can get kind of goopy on the bottom of your sink. So I like using a baking soda and my scrubber. It's really gritty and great at removing grime. I also like taking anything like maybe a Swedish sponge towel or the grate that sits at the bottom of my sink, put that into the dishwasher as well and get it all clean. And if the compost and garbage is full, I also like to take that downstairs to the garage and put it into the proper bins. I love taking a few drops of essential oil, putting it at the bottom of the compost bin and of the garbage bin, wiping it up. It makes it smell so good. P.S. My garbage bin is actually an office garbage. So it's kind of made of mesh, but it's awesome because it doesn't stink. It airs out really beautifully, and I don't ever have to deal with the bag being puffed up with air and not going in properly. So 10 out of 10, recommend. I am noticing though my undersink is smelling a little strange. I'm sorry. I do love a candle. I know it's not the best for you, but you know what? I have nothing to say other than I really love it. But the reason I'm putting it under there is because it smells bad and the flame will help pull out that odor. It's not a heavy fragrance candle or anything, but it's just the fire in itself can singe out odor that's chilling in the air. I literally leave it for a couple minutes, blow it out, and then I put everything back. It's not like the candle is still there and I'm closing the cabinet. It's all clean. It's all good to go. No smoke. No fear. I'm taking out a new Swedish sponge towel. The other one is in the dishwasher and I just needed one for now. And then I am going to open up some windows, get that fresh air in, and that's it. Closing my kitchen looks different every single time that I do it, which I love, but there's key things I need to have done. I want all my towels that I used for that day in the washing machine. I want clean surfaces. I want clean floors. I want dishes put away and the dishwasher cycle going. I want clutter-free space. I want everything to work for me the morning that I wake up, because a clean, fresh kitchen will do wonders for your soul, your productivity, and it makes it actually easier to wake up and enjoy the next day. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and hanging out with me while I close my kitchen. I'll see you guys later. Bye.